Welcome. You are watching for the very first time an amazing game show called Nerdcular Warfare, which relies on our contestants' ability to argue their way to win when given two ridiculous matchups. Every single show is completely different. You will never see a show that is the same, even if the same players come, because the matchups always change, the scenarios. It will blow your mind how silly and ridiculous it is. And I want to introduce our contestants right now. We have competing today, Brainy Singh, all the way from California. Kyle Northrup, all the way from Ohio. Dirk Manning
not very much.
Detroit. And Mark Blair from down the street, Texas.
From down the street, yep. In Texas.
All right, introduce yourself really quickly. What is your connection to nerddom?
I was invited here because I was told I was going to get paid in donuts.
I'm Dirk Manning, the writer of numerous comic books, including Haunted Highons, Butts and Steve's Tony Schiavone Story, Buried But Not Dead, Tales of Mystery, Nightmare World, all kinds of things. And I'm delighted to be here.
I am Kyle Northrup. I am the executive producer of The Experience, which means I give nerds pretty pictures to stare at.
I am host of Nerd News Now, that all of these guys join in, and I give nerds words to listen to. All the clothes I'm wearing right now have Spider-Man on them. And just a general pop culture connoisseur. I would say pop culture connoisseur.
Okay, so the way this game is going to be played is very simple. We're going to have everyone paired up at least once. Actually, everyone gets one pairing. The only reason you'll get paired up again with somebody is if you were in the finals. So I'm going to assess points for who wins each round. We're going to vote amongst ourselves. And there'll be a winner, and the other person will get a point, so it carries forward. And then the cool part about what's going to happen with the points, they're going to accrue. We're going to take the top 2 point values. People are going to battle to the end. In this version of the game, the theme is super suits and sidekicks. Okay? So we're going to have randomly connected super suits and sidekicks, none of which can actually match together and make sense. So there's only ridiculous connections that can happen, so there will never be an advantage to anybody. I worked really hard to make the super suits be marginally equally superpowered and not have something that, like, we're not going to have the TARDIS show up or the Infinity Gauntlet, if that makes sense. We're not going to have any of those kind of things happen. And then when you find out what the sidekicks are, you'll probably lose your mind because they're not what you're thinking. So the way that the rounds work is that each pairing of contestants are going to get 1 minute to argue that theirs might win in a head-to-head competition with their opponent. And then there's a rebuttal, and then a second rebuttal, and a third rebuttal. So everyone's going to get a 1 minute followed by a second chance to argue. And it makes sense because the way you should argue these things should be the most ridiculous versions. For example, if you had something crazy like Venom, which there isn't a Venom in this round at all, Venom with, I don't know what kind of super suit he could possibly be wearing, and you find out that your opponent has an argument you weren't thinking about, just like in regular debate class, then you should totally take that. You can, for example, argue from the point of view that the actor that played your character is better or has a hotter girlfriend or once flew on an airplane that was faster than light. It doesn't matter. And more importantly, your argument doesn't have to be valid. It only matters that your opponent doesn't know to call you on your nonsense. So don't ever say to me, I don't know this character. It's about your ability to con everyone else that you can in this debate. Brainy, question.
Are we allowed to buy vowels?
No vowels.
Oh.
No vowels. Okay. So let's get our first matchup.
And the prize is an Audi, right?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. The prizes are important. Yes. So for purposes of this show, the first prize, so the person that wins the whole tamale, gets a $25 gift certificate to an ice cream place of their choice. And
They sell tamales at an ice cream joint?
no.
Oh, tamale flavored ice cream.
Tamale flavored ice cream cake. And
No.
second place
No.
is $15. I'd say Baskin Robbins, but our Baskin Robbins closed here. So the ice cream joint of your choice. Because I know that you guys would fight harder for food than for anything else that happens. So
That is, that's especially ice cream. That's accurate.
yeah, play into this crowd. So this might not always be the prize support. All right. So first round is going to be Brainy versus Kyle. Kyle, your super suit is the exo suit from Live, Die, Repeat. That is the one with Tom Cruise. It was formerly called some other thing, but they changed the name of it when they went to DVD. And your sidekick is Gilligan. Hi. Brainy, you have the Black Panther vibranium suit, driven by Huey from The Boys. Okay, out the gate, first arguing is Brainy has 1 minute. I'm going to start the clock now.
Okay, I know I was joking around that you had to give Kyle a fighting choice. You just did not. You gave me a vibranium suit for Huey from The Boys. I mean, that's like superpower maxed out. Even Superman can't even battle this. There's no way, no how he has a chance. It's pure vibranium, you know. One punch into that and doesn't feel a thing. Right back at you, Kyle. There's no chance you and your freaking sidekick have a chance. Not even the slimmest of morsel of chance against Huey. I mean,
30
come
seconds.
on. Think long and hard about. I'm sorry. Did you say that was time?
30 seconds.
Oh, no. See, now I lost my thought. Now, you know, one of the greatest things about Huey is he shares a name with one of the greatest bands out there, Huey Lewis and the News. I mean, who's gonna top that? That is
Not Baby Huey from DuckTales. Oh, no.
Oh, baby! Oh my God! Wait, Baby Huey was in for DuckTales.
Time. Okay, Kyle, your 1 minute starts now.
I don't know what the exosuit is from this terrible Tom Cruise movie, so I'm going to ignore that and focus on the fact that Gilligan single-handedly kept them on that island for so many seasons the Harlem Globetrotters showed up. Gilligan is an undercover genius. All right, Gilligan is smarter than T'Challa, than Shiri, than the whole of Wakanda, because using only coconuts and sheer force of will, he kept them marooned on an island so long that an internationally known basketball team couldn't show up and rescue them. All right, so Gilligan isn't gonna battle you. He's just gonna kind of fall over, and when you feel like safe to approach him, he's gonna accidentally pull one of the pull the foot off, and then you're gonna stub your toe, and then when you bend over, he's gonna trip and fall over you and knock you down. Gilligan will beat you just
Good. Brady, go.
All right, I know I was going to try to avoid doing this. I did not want to go after Gilligan's intelligence, but since you brought it up, the guy was the dumbest moron in the world. He had an exosuit that he could have used to build anything in the world, and he does nothing. I mean, he freaking couldn't even make water out of the freaking lagoon that was out there. But how can you even say he's going to be smart enough to run an exosuit? The guy is the biggest idiot in the world. He wasn't. Okay, let's put it this way. The guy wasn't even smart enough to get his contract modified so he can get residual income later on. Think about it. You mean money, buddy, money.
That's mean, man. Oh.
Do I still have time? I can keep going.
Yeah. 10 seconds.
Now, let's not forget, Huey Duck is smarter than Gilligan. Think about that. The duck is smarter than Gilligan. This thing walked.
Congo.
Gilligan wasn't dumb. He was like a secret agent. You've not heard this fan theory that Gilligan was like a secret agent who was like supposed to be on this island, like conducting experiments without anybody knowing on the human psyche and all. Like, there's this big fan theory that Gilligan was actually the reason they wrecked, and that he kept them there on purpose.
I hate to interrupt.
If someone can look that dumb and be doing that, like be intentionally sabotaging all these people, including a person who we only know as the professor, he's got to be pretty smart. So it's not going to matter if I don't even know which Huey you have anymore. Is it Huey from Huey Lewis in the News? Is it Huey from the Boondocks? Is it a helicopter Huey? It doesn't matter. He's not going to be able to figure out what the hell Gilligan is thinking. And that gives Gilligan the upper hand. So now you give Gilligan what looks like some sort of mech suit with weird hand thingies, and he's going to be fine.
I just want to point out that the only fan Gilligan has is Kyle.
Time is up. Bring everybody back on because the rest of the crew gets to vote who won this round. What are your thoughts? Mark, who do you think won that round?
My thoughts are, one, I'm very, very disappointed that Kyle didn't mention Gilligan's planet. So Gilligan's a guy that he went from having an island to a planet on a non-beloved 13-episode cartoon series where he fought aliens alongside a robot. Not only that, but I bet you in the Gilligan universe, once Thurston Howell III passed away, he left all of his inheritance to Gilligan, my dear boy. So this guy could have been like a funded billionaire a la Batman. And not to mention the fact that Huey is basically just the Gilligan of the boys. So really all evens out.
I think what this means is that Mark should get my point.
and also... And do you really think, as high as Bob Denver got in the 80s and 90s, that he would be vulnerable to anything? So there's the real life example. But yeah.
All right, where do you give your point, Mark?
Who gets your point, Mark?
Kyle, because he had Gilligan.
All right.
Just as a precursor to what's going to happen, I'm going to one-up the Gilligan's Planet reference by saying that Gilligan also had glasses with 1, 2, 3 lenses because there was 3 suns on the planet. So that, you can Google that, Mark. That's a fact, Jack. That being said, Brainy, I hate to say it, but I think Kyle TKO'd you right off the bat and just ran away with it after that. Good effort, but I'm going to have to give this one to Kyle.
Okay, and I'm going to give my point to Brainy because Kyle did not know what an exosuit is. Shame on you. Admitting
the movie was Edge of Tomorrow, I believe is what it was.
That's right, Edge of Tomorrow. That's right.
Oh, see, that's a different thing. I know that one.
How many exosuits does Tom Hanks have? Well, he might have had more than one.
Right, I have no idea what Live, Die, Repeat is. I know Edge of Tomorrow. That's the one with Mary Poppins in it.
That was the original. They renamed it.
Yeah, they renamed it.
Oh, see, I had no idea. I had no idea.
And I can never remember the original name, only the new one.
Yeah. No, okay. I've been like, oh, Mary Poppins. I'd have made that argument. So.
Okay, to be edited out, but I do love that this end part where the other contestants also get to make their assessments of what they would have argued because it makes it even cooler. So make sure that, so you guys, when you go to the back, be paying attention so you can throw shade when you give your assessment. It's perfect. All right. Next round, Dirk and Mark. Dirk.
Yes, ma'am.
Your super suit is Silent Bob's trench coat. Your sidekick is Boo Boo.
Boo Boo from
Boo Boo Bear.
Oh, Boo Boo Bear. Okay. I wasn't sure if you meant Honey Boo Boo. Sorry.
Oh, no. I guess you can argue that if you like.
I just had to check.
Kind of a sidekick too. Mark, you have the greatest American hero suit. And your sidekick is Money Penny.
Okay.
Dirk, 1 minute starts now.
All right, look, let's just start with the basics. The fact that Boo Boo, if you ever watch since we were talking about Gilligan's Planet earlier, I'm going to go old school and bring up the John Kay cartoon that Boo Boo Goes Wild. That Boo Boo is a killer. All right. That has been established. That is canon. I would tell you to look it up on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network won't even show it anymore because Boo Boo is savage. Now, on top of that, you give him Silent Bob's coat as well. Silent Bob, as we all know, stores all kinds of crazy stuff in his coat. His coat is the equivalent of Oscar the Grouch's garbage can, right? So, one, you have the savage Boo Boo, and then on top of that, you give him a coat in which he can store and withdraw anything at any given moment. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you bring. It's going to be, hey, Boo Boo, why did you just kill Money Penny? And that is going to be the end of the battle. Game over. Done. Believe it or not, you will not be walking on air because you will be dead.
Time out. Mark, rebuttal.
So, Greatest American Hero is this lighthearted, beloved 70s show. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. All that stuff. And let's take a twist, though. Let's go to the unmanufactured script from Tim Burton, who had the suit come down from space and just start decapitating people left and right because the person could not control themselves and the suit was that powerful and that fast. On top of that, you have Money Penny, who is used to doling out all these wonderful gadgets to James Bond. So I'm thinking 3 words: poisoned picnic baskets. Put that in Bob's secret stash, and boom, no more Boo Boo.
Still have 10 seconds if you want to use it.
No, I'm good.
All right. He ends it. I'm going to wait for a second because I don't know how to speed it up. We're going to hang out. 3, 2, 1. Here goes. Boom. Dirk, go.
We're going to start with the fact that you didn't even have enough ammo to cover 60 seconds, which automatically demonstrates that that I have the superior pairing on this. 2, I'm glad that you knew the song after I sang it first. Kudos. 3, unproduced script. You're talking about a suit that Tim Burton couldn't even get the movie made after he made that garbage Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp. But yet he could, he made that garbage. They were willing to produce that, but they wouldn't even produce his remake of Greatest American Hero because they knew it was so bad, so weak, lamer than his afro. Either of them, Burton or the Greatest American Hero. All right. The fact of the matter is that you got a franchise player in Silent Bob. The fact that everyone knows Silent Bob, Kevin Smith, famous. Everyone knows him. Your stuff unproduced. Boo Boo is so savage, they can't even air his stuff anymore. It was so good that they had to say, you know what, we can't even show this to kids. It's so impactful. It's too powerful. It's too scary. Your stuff, unproduced garbage in the trash, like your argument.
Mark, go.
So everyone knows that Jay and Silent Bob are known as hetero life mates. Well, the first hetero life mates were Boo Boo and Yogi Bear. So while they're Netflix and chilling at home watching Seinfeld, which happens to come on the episode where George re-records the Greatest American Hero theme and to leave me a message because George is not here, or however it went. Moneypenny takes that opportunity to fly in with the suit, decapitate both the bears, make sweet bear rugs for James Bond to make sweet love in the next James Bond movie. And because she loves her violence and revenge shaken and stirred, and she's going to stir up that poisonous picnic basket, decapitate the bears while they're distracted by the Greatest American Hero theme song as sung by Jason Alexander as George Costanza. And that's all she wrote. Those bears are extinct.
That was a killer round. Everyone come on. It's going to be a tough one, y'all. Tough.
I'm just sad no one referenced the 2010 Yogi Bear movie where Boo Boo was played by Justin Timberlake and Ranger Jones was played by T.J. Miller, who is Deadpool's best friend, so Boo Boo can get Deadpool to come and help him.
Snap.
I don't think anyone's talking to TJ Miller anymore. So
well, and no one saw that movie either. So
The ending with the bearskin rug in it.
right. I mean, he was voiced by Justin Timberlake, who also was in Shrek. So you could have Shrek show up too.
Oh my goodness. All right, Kyle, who are you giving your points to?
That's a really hard one.
Uh-huh.
All I'm going to say, Kyle, is you're talking about Boo Boo a lot. You didn't even mention his guy. So.
I understand, but Mark did sing the George Costanza version of the theme from Great Last American Hero. Come back to me. I need more time.
All right, Brainy.
All right, both of them raised really good arguments. I was a little disappointed that Mark did not use all of the super suit's powers. I mean, this guy practically could be invincible if he wanted to be, or Penny could have been so. But Dirk still owes me ice cream, so that's right in the back of my head. I'm still waiting for that ice cream for over a year now. So this is going to be
choose wisely if you ever want to get it.
Did Dirk just bribe me? I did like his Boo Boo arguments, but unfortunately, Boo Boo is still a bear who goes after picnic baskets, and he will not turn down a poisonous picnic basket. So the point does go to Mark on this one. Though both of you guys had very good arguments.
All right, and I'm gonna give my point to Dirk because I still have no idea when Boo Boo became a killer bear, but I was convinced by his argument there must be some account of Boo Boo like fully murdering people that I am unaware of. So I give him the point for he convinced me with his debate.
I'm gonna go with just for the sake of I really can't. I'm gonna go with Mark just because he sang more and the George Costanza reference.
That was good. That was good, Mark. I have to give you.
I'll be honest. I'm giving Mark the point mainly because it's taken me out of my zone for my next argument because I'm now going to have to take a break and listen to the theme from, I'm going to have to listen to that song now to get it unstuck from my head.
Oh, perfect. All right. We've had our first two matchups. Now it's ready to do round two. We're going to mix it back up again so that you guys can have different arguments and totally different stuff. You're never, ever going to get the stuff again. We're not going to see any of those things again. Put them all out of your head. They're not going to ever come back. Okay?
Yeah, I can't. Mark sang.
All right, Brainy and Dirk are up next for the matchup.
Oh.
Brainy, you have the Elven Armor Mithril being worn by Rocky the Squirrel. The visual is great, right?
Wow.
Dirk, you have the Iron Man Mark I, driven by Mushu from Mulan. Brainy, you have first argument.
What, again? Give me a fighting chance.
Ready? Go.
Oh. I'm sorry, did you say go?
Yep, Brainy.
Oh, well, looking at it, I thought I had a tough choice here. I mean, it's a squirrel, but when you told me the squirrel is fighting Mushu, it needs no freaking armor against Mushu. Mushu was so freaking dumb; he couldn't do anything at all. He could have been best friends with Gilligan, as far as we know. Couldn't have. He will never ever figure out how to use that freaking armor. I mean, you're talking about Iron Man's armor. Excuse me. It could have been Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3, whatever. It doesn't matter which one he had. He can't use that armor. The guy can't even find his freaking tail from anything else. And of course, Rocky, he can fly rings around that freaking stupid dragon. Can the dragon? Oh, the dragon can't even fly. Oh my God. What kind of a matchup is this, Jen? I thought I was at a disadvantage. At this point, I'm just seeing pluses.
Dirk, rebuttal.
The fact that you are choking and trying to come up with things, I think, is demonstrative of the fact that how much you're choking in your argument, because you know it is absolute garbage. All right, let's just cut to the chase, man. I have a dragon who hangs out with samurais in a suit of armor with rockets. Okay, in what argument, in what world can you sit there and tell me that a flying squirrel can outfly the Mach 1 armor? It can't. In what world can a squirrel fight a dragon, even a little one? It can't. All right. This, like you said yourself, this match was over before it started. The Mach 1 can stomp you, it can shoot you, it can outfly you, it can mash you. You know, I mean, and that doesn't even bring in Mushu's friends. You know, I mean, what if Mushu does call in Mulan as well? Again, let you set it off the bat. Let's just cut to the chase. This was over before it started.
Brady, go.
And now you're muted.
Oh, he's muted. Oh, that's not good.
So your dragon is a 2-inch tiny dragon. I mean, this is how big that stupid dragon is. The squirrel's at least this big. It's gonna take it on easily. As far as the squirrel going against Mach 1, doesn't need to. The stupid dragon can't fly it. He doesn't know how to do anything at all. He didn't even know how to get out and convert that freaking statue into real life. And he ends up breaking it, for God's sake. See, I need that drink.
You're joking again.
Exactly. Oh man! Man, you know, like I said, I did think I was at a disadvantage, but once I found out it was Mushu, man, there's no comparison at all. I win this hands down. Bullwinkle, man, think about it. Bullwinkle just ran right into Mulan, and she has no chance at all. She'll be flying off right off that cliff.
Dirk.
Well, you were half right about the whole no chance at all, but the fact of the matter is, again, let's be honest, no chance here at all. Okay, for starters, Mushu is not 2 inches tall. You know, Mushu is bigger than your squirrel. With a Mach 1 armor, Mushu is faster than your squirrel. And again, I mean, and you got the best of the new world and the old world. One, you have a feudal Japanese feudal Chinese sword fighting. Japanese sword fighting, sorry. You have feudal sword fighting over here. Then you got the technology of the rocket launcher and everything else going on over here. All right. Versus a squirrel. A squirrel. In fact, I don't even know what your suit is with the squirrel because you never even bothered to mention it because you know it doesn't matter. Okay, Mach 1 armor is going to rip through anything in this competition to begin with, let alone this inept, bumbling squirrel who's always blowing itself up and blowing up its friends.
Good argument. Everyone come in. Mark, what do you have to say about such things? Who's the points?
As Dirk said, the armor really wasn't ever mentioned in Brainy's side of things, so I'm going to give my point to Dirk.
Okay.
I'm gonna
know now it's important.
I'm gonna give you guys a name: Hans Hugo Harold Faltermeyer.
You Googled that, and I don't care what you say.
I did Google that because no one knows who wrote the theme song for Mushu, aka Axel F. Mushu, by the way, guys, he'll just stick a tailpipe in the other guy's banana in the tailpipe of the other guy's suit. Because he is,
I didn't even need the Eddie Murphy argument.
Right, he is Axel Foley. So Mushu wins.
Mushu wins.
Although Manning, you did make a mistake. Have you seen the squirrels in Ohio and Michigan? They're the size of rodents of unusual size in Princess Bride. I'm just saying,
not Brainy's.
They're
not
huge.
Brainy's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they also, Kyle, don't they also have albino squirrels up there?
They do.
There's black squirrels,
And
gray
Oberlin
squirrels.
with red
And
eyes. White
We
squirrels
have flying
with red
squirrels.
eyes.
We have all kinds of squirrel problems.
Sorry about that. I'm going to give my points also, just because the armor was not used in the argument. Sorry, Rainey.
Yeah, I didn't need the armor. That freaking dragon, But no.
I don't think the dragon was going to come out of the Iron Mark giant, plate metal armor to fight you. Otherwise, it would have totally been a valid argument. All right, here we go. Next round, Kyle and Mark. Are you ready for the ridiculous pair-ups?
Yeah. I thought Kyle and Mark was the ridiculous pair up, so let's go.
Well, yeah, right.
It's gonna be pretty good. All right, Kyle, you have the ID4 alien suit. Independence Day 4, the suit that the alien wears it's like biological, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are your cool sidekick is Butthead. Mark, you have Draper's Martian mech suit from The Expanse. And your sidekick is Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbs. First argument goes to Kyle. Go.
So we're just going to start off with my sidekick, who is Butthead. He is, Cornholio. Like, you're going to have trouble because he's multiple personalities. How are you going to fight him? Like, you don't know which personality you're fighting, so you don't know which fighting style they're going to use. But then you get the alien suit from Independence Day 4, which isn't like really a suit so much as it is a thing that's kind of living, but kind of not. And like, it's adaptable in that regard. And in Independence Day 4, no one had to say welcome to Earth. We already knew that. So now you can take Butthead's, grasp of the inane and use it to his advantage. So you have a character who doesn't know what's happening, using a suit that does to battle anyone. That's going to be a pretty decent combination of complete oblivion and complete control. So I don't even remember who your fighter is. That's how easy this is.
Mark, go.
Well, when you said super suits and you said Draper, I immediately thought Dom Draper from Mad Men. So now I'm gonna have to do a 180 and just go with this sweet, stylish suit from The Expanse, which is Martian tech. Okay, so it's not gonna be unfamiliar to this alien. So that suit, because it has all those sensory capabilities and the supreme memory and the ability to intake charges and blast them back out as pulsar blast, it's going to be able to take that alien from ID4's technology against it and use it to destroy that suit. Because on The Expanse, he's done that multiple times where he takes in these blasts, pushes them back out, destroys whatever he's blasting them at. Not to mention the fact that it's not Hobbs from Hobbs and Shaw, thank goodness. It's Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbs. That poor little stuffed tiger has faced the fate of existential crisis in that heartbreaking last panel by Bill Watterson. I think he can handle an alien from ID4.
All right, you know how I like names? I'm going to give you one. Howard Phillips Lovecraft. All right? This is the alien with the tendrils. All right? I don't know if you've ever seen this particular brand and genre of anime, but what this thing is going to do to you, we don't want to talk about on a family show. But this alien suit, you're not going to absorb anything. It's just going to grab you and shake you and eventually shake the stuffing out of the tiger that's already been kind of abused by Calvin. Let's be real. Calvin did not treat Hobbs all that well. We've all seen the stickers on the back of redneck trucks, okay? So, let's just disabuse yourself that Hobbs is going to help at all. The suit is a formidable opponent, but again, organic material and so many tentacles from all the different directions. And then, oh, by the way, they're going to be dumb as hell because Butthead doesn't know what he's doing. So they're not going to come at you with some sort of order.
Speaking of the sticker, do you remember how War of the Worlds, when some guy sneezed and it thwarted all the aliens? Well, while you're focused on Hobbs and this awesome alien suit I have, and not to mention the fact that Hobbs has just defeated dragons, killer snowmen, everything that a little boy's imagination can throw at him. While you're being distracted by this little stuffed tiger that you think is going to take to shreds, guess what? My buddy Calvin up on a hill, relieving himself via the sticker onto this suit and just thwarting all the circuitry. Done. Your suit's done. So now you're faced with a tiger again that is just the epitome of Bill Watterson's existential crisis, and it's just no contest. None. Calvin diffuses suit via a golden shower. Mark wins.
I love the way that ended that round. That was beautiful. Everyone come back on. We need opinions on this one. That was a good battle.
I don't know if this is a rule or not, but both Kyle and Mark should lose a point because Butthead is not the one with multiple personalities. That's Beavis.
They all have
Butthead
multiple
was the
personalities.
one
I've
with
seen the
brown
cartoon.
hair. Shameful on you, Kyle. But Mark, I'm equally ashamed of you for not picking up that softball that he mixed up Beavis and Butthead.
Where does your point go, Dirk?
I don't want to take my point and just throw it out. But I will say that that being said, Kyle, even though it was blatantly pandering, because I like the tentacle monster stuff, I know you were just lobbying for my point at that moment. So he's so ashamed he's even hiding off camera now.
My camera froze.
Right. But Kyle, I thought you were dead in the water after you mixed up Beavis versus Butthead. But the strong argument, despite the golden shower offense from Kelvin, not Hobbs. Hobbs not having the primary method of attack. Kyle, tentacle monster. Gotta give my point to Kyle.
Oh, okay. Brainy, what is your feedback?
And I'm going opposite of Dirk on that. I like the fact that Mark used Calvin especially since Hobbs is 100% Calvin's imagination. So using the golden shower, I think that was perfect.
God. It was a family show. What happened?
Kids don't know what it is.
But yeah, on this one, I could have gone either way, but I will give this one to Mark as well.
Okay. And I'm going to give my point to Mark, who clearly did not know what the armor was that he was given. Because
I sold it hard, right?
Yeah, you did, because you said he and Bobby Draper, who drives it, is a female Martian. So you get my point for your baloneying skills.
Not even mad.
The cool show where you get points for lying, I guess. All right. Currently, we've got a tie at the top with Dirk and Mark with 4 points apiece, and Kyle at 3. Brainy's got some making up to do with his point. All right, third round. We've got Brainy and Mark up first. Brainy, are you ready? You have Doctor Strange's cape. Your sidekick is Morgan from Chuck on TV. Mark, you've got the Wasp's suit. And your sidekick is Olaf. Mark, begin.
All right, so I have 2 Disney characters now because of the whole Marvel merger, so they're going to work well together. We have Olaf, who's everyone's favorite snowman, and Wasp, who is everyone's favorite shrinking metalized. I just don't think this is going to really be a contest. Olaf has such a crazy imagination and such a flair for the dramatic. He's going to completely and utterly distract Morgan, who is the most bumbling, just boisterous, excitable sidekick that has ever worked at the Buy More. Okay, and as far as the cape goes, no, Wasp is going to shred that cape to bits. You thought moths were bad in the closet? No, just wait till Wasp gets a hold of that. and the cape is just torn to tatters and doesn't know what to do because he's hysterical because Chuck's not around and he doesn't know what to do without his best friend.
Brady.
All right, so first off, everybody loves Olaf, but everybody loves Olaf because he has no brain, man. The guy can't even, think himself how to put himself into that wasp suit. Second, in this battle, we're supposed to have our sidekick, in my case, Morgan, use the armor, in this case, Doctor Strange's cape. I don't even think the armor needs Morgan in this one. That suit is smart enough to outwit Olaf in a second. All it has to do is give Olaf a carrot, and he will be completely lost. And he wouldn't know what to do with it. He wouldn't know whether to put the carrot on or the suit on. He'll more than likely try to put the carrot on, thinking there's a second nose for him. He won't know what to do with it. And come on, Doctor Strange's cape. It's smarter, like 100 times smarter than Olaf. All it has to do is wrap around Olaf, create enough heat, and melt him right then and there.
Mark.
But you're missing the key point, and that's the interaction, as you said, between your character and your item. Morgan sees that cape. I guarantee you his last thoughts will be on battle. He's going to San Diego Comic-Con, and he's going to win the contest like they did on episode 3 of season 2 of Chuck, and it was the greatest moment, and that's all he ever wanted in life. And when he sees that cape, he's going to grab it and go. The cape will have no control over that. Olaf will be sitting there dancing around in the wasp armor and just posing for the next Marvel Disney blockbuster movie. So, Brainy, you need to let it go, because I want this round.
Oh, who knew we could sing so well? It's awesome. Sorry. Yep. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, I gotta wait for it to set. Brainy, go.
Mark, the fact that you have to rely on your great singing skills and bring in one hot song in there to save Olaf's life just tells me that Olaf has no chance whatsoever. Oh, you're underestimating the cape, man. The cape is smarter than most people we know. I mean, more humans can't even comprehend the abilities that cape has. It was smart enough to guide Doctor Strange in ways. It's smart enough to act on its own, and that's the problem Olaf has. If he can't even figure out how to get into the wasp suit, how the heck is he going to be able to operate that? Doesn't need to. Like I said, in this case, the cape does not need Morgan. Morgan may need the cape, but Cape's smart enough saying, forget that, Morgan, just chill out. Sit there, have a little beer, and I will go take care of Olaf. All the cape has to do is sit there and wait for Olaf to just, mess himself up. That's it. There's nothing left to do.
Great arguments, everybody. All right, other contestants, it's time to come on.
Yeah, who the heck is Morgan anyway?
Are we not going to talk about the time? Are we not going to talk about the time Morgan became the Intersect?
No, that's
like we're just not going to use that very important part of Morgan's character development, and we're not going to talk about how
I gave more information about his character. So
I have no idea.
And we're not going to talk about how Olaf and Bear Claw from New Girl are the same guy. Like not gonna nothing. Not gonna use Bear Claw at all. Like there's so many options here. Oh, by the way, Morgan from Chuck has the support of the entire U.S. military industrial complex because they have to. Because otherwise Chuck will get mad and then he won't be the Intersect anymore and they'd have to make another season of that show, which I would be for. So my argument, the point, I guess, is gonna. I'm not happy with either of you. But I guess my point will go to Brainy because ignoring the fact that Morgan became the Intersect is a big miss, Mark.
I seriously, I have no idea who Morgan is.
But that would have helped him, though. But that would have helped him, Kyle. Why would I give him that valuable piece of information? That would have helped him.
That's fair. Well, I'm still going to give my point. I'm still going to give my point to Brainy because Morgan would beat Olaf all the time.
Yeah, I will say I also have never seen Chuck, so I have.
What is the matter with you guys?
Help
You got
y'all.
lives?
Woo.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've seen Friday the 13th Part 7 like 20 times, but I've never seen Chuck. So, but what the thing was, I guess on this one was I can't get the image of Doctor Strange's cape simultaneously smothering and melting Olaf out of my head. Combined with the carrot distraction. So, relying on the song again, Mark, we did the song earlier in this game. You gotta mix it up. So on this one, I'm giving it to Brainy.
All right. And I'm going to give it to Brainy because I was unaware for the entire argument that he did not know who his person was. Mad props to not letting it show on your face. You're like, what the what? That's part of the key.
Wait, are we supposed to call him out? Because I knew. Are we supposed to call them out mid-argument if we don't know? Because I knew. If anyone heard, I was talking to Bymore and all of his neurotic tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know why I would want to say that he was the intersect because that would have only helped him. But yeah.
It's a hard road, right? It's a hard road to call.
Yeah.
All right. Dirk and Kyle. Okay, Dirk, you've got the Man of Steel armor.
From Man of Superman, Man of Steel,
Superman,
or
Man of
Shaq?
Steel.
Which one?
Superman, Man of Steel.
Okay.
Did you just ask or Shaq's Steel?
Shaq, like Shaq when he had like this.
Right. I remember the film.
Yeah.
And your sidekick is Short Round. Kyle, you have the Iron Spider armor. Your sidekick is Garth.
Like Garth Elgar?
Garth from Wayne and Garth, yes.
Okay.
Kyle's gonna go first. Ready? Fight.
So you might have like this armor, this steel armor that's Kryptonian and all this kind of stuff. I get it. That's fine. You may also have Short Round, who's been in the fire before. But let me ask you this. Could your guy with your armor land Tia Carrere in the 80s? No. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. This is the sidekick gets the hot chick and gets to sing the fun part in the car when they're going to have, when they're coming down, they're cruising through town, they're singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Garth's singing the fun part. No, everybody else is like having to hit the high notes or sing the bottom line. No, Garth is singing lead. All right. So let's just remember those things when we talk about Garth here. And then he's got the Iron Spider suit, which if we go based on this latest not so great Spider-Man movie, it's made up of nanobots. So it can do whatever it needs to do.
Dirk.
Well, let's start with the fact that you're implying that well, first off, let's start with the fact that you said right off the bat that I have superior armor and a superior sidekick. All right. You started your debate acknowledging that I am superior. Then, because of that, you go the low road and say, oh, and by the way, because your guy's underage, he can't score some one-hit wonder.
No, my guy's just cooler.
It is my turn, please. Thank you. So the fact that you are preying on the fact that you have some creepy old lecherous dude and that you're implying that my underage sidekick should not be getting with older women. I mean, already you're building your argument on a foundation of sand. I have one of the most dynamic, resilient sidekicks and well-known of all time in one of the strongest suits of all time. You have a bumbling stoner who sings.
Rebuttal.
Well, first of all, I was saying that my guy was cooler. Second of all, let's just start there. Second of all, I'm not taking the low road because Short Round tries to get with Indy's girlfriend in that movie. It happened. I watched the movie. The guy was so embarrassed. His name was Justin Tran. who played Short Round, he stopped acting and they had to do a documentary to go and find him doing what he's doing now. And he's like an investment banker. My guy is still Dana Carvey, who had his own show, has some of the greatest appearances ever on late night TV, who had that movie he did that movie where he was a turtle. It wasn't good, but he had his own movie. What has your actor ever done? No. Your guy just got shot at by the guys with the blow torches or blow darts, as they went to the plane and flew away. And then he couldn't even score Indiana Jones's girlfriend. No. My guy, at least he's a headliner at Wayne Stock.
The movie is master of disguise, for starters. The fact that you couldn't even remember that your actor, your sidekick, was in a movie when you knew he was in disguises and had disguise in the title tells you how lame he is.
That movie was pretty bad.
For starters, you asked, what has my guy done since then? He didn't have to do anything since then because, like you said yourself, they had to film a documentary about him while making the movie because he was so dynamic. Okay, the fact that your argument continues to preface it with the fact that I'm a superior person. Again, one of the most dynamic, exciting characters, one of the most powerful suits. And let's not forget, on top of all that, Temple of Doom, here's what's going to happen in this fight. Short Round shows up, Kryptonian armor, just like in the movie. Boom, rips your heart out. Kali Ma, boom, game over. Goodbye, Garth. Goodbye to your argument. Weak sauce all the way around. Headbang your way on back out of here. No points for you this round against us.
Snap. That got presidential debating. Everybody, come back on. Let's have our feedback. Let's go first.
Mark, you want me to go? Your choice.
I'm trying to process this because if I heard things correctly, I am very disappointed. Kyle made this statement about, well, your guy couldn't even pull Tia Carrere. That was Wayne's girlfriend. You should have made a Kim Basinger reference. And that's your fatal flaw. On top of that, can you imagine what would happen to poor Garth with the Iron Spider suit when we saw what happened with the Floby? So I'm going point to Dirk.
I knew I made that mistake the second it came out of my mouth.
I caught it.
I couldn't. I said it. And I went, crap. That's the wrong girl.
Oh no! Because then the whole time you're saying how his character is such a terrible guy because he tried to steal his buddy's girlfriend, and I'm like, you just implied that Garth stole Tia Carrere from Wayne.
2 for 2, wrong character.
But anyway, point to Dirk.
Brady.
So, before the rebuttal, I was leaning towards Kyle because he sold, and even though we knew he was wrong, he sold the fact that, he dated Tia Carrere, which of course we knew he didn't. But during the rebuttal, man, I think Dirk smashed you on that, Kyle. My apologies, but this one does go to Dirk on that one.
I just want to point out that Wayne's World came out before I was born.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, so did the Floby, but Garth used it terribly.
And I just got that wrong. Wayne's World came out in 1992. Okay, I was 4.
I was going to say, wait a minute. I was thinking, I'm like, no, you're not that young.
And I also give my point to Dirk, but for a different reason. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the Man of Steel armor actually has any of its own power. I think you have to have someone that uses Earth's yellow sun to make it run. Yes?
That is correct.
Can I give my point to Dirk too? I know where I screwed up.
Dang, Dirk, twice your opponents have given you their points.
I'll take it.
All right, we've got a problem in that we've got a weird tie for second place, so we're gonna have a argue off here. Let me see if I'm gonna find my list. I think I've got an extra list here.
How about this, Miss Jen?
Sure.
Because my throat is really dry, I'll forfeit to Mark.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're agreed. We're gonna see Dirk versus Mark. Big time. Here's your finals. I'm gonna write everyone's name down here, so it's official. Dirk, you have Dr. Doom's suit.
Ooh.
Mark, you've got the Syndrome suit. Okay. Dirk, your sidekick is Jar Jar. Mark, your sidekick is Morty. Dirk, go.
All right, let's just cut to the chase here. The Doctor Doom suit is not only one of the most iconic suits in all of Marvel Comics because of the fact that it's so powerful, but on top of that, you're actually putting in the suit one of the most powerful characters from the first 3 Star Wars movies. That's right. We're just bringing it out in the open now. We all know that Jar Jar was the one that secretly was working behind the scenes as a Sith to set up the rise of the whole empire. Okay, so now you have Mastermind Jar Jar in a powerful suit that can do, I mean, virtually anything. I mean, this is, Mark, I apologize to you in advance that I'm coming in so hot on this. But the fact of the matter is, we have Dark Sith Jar Jar, one of the most powerful suits and one of the most iconic suits of all time in Marveldom. Good luck, my friend, because I really, I apologize in advance that this one, again, was over before it started.
Mark.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, what do we do? Jeez, guy. Rick, his name is Doom. Oh, Morty, that name is stupid. He looks like a guy with sardines on his face. Dr. Doom, that's stupid. Oh, jeez, Rick. I don't know, Rick. Hey, Morty, I went into the Pixar universe, and I got the Syndrome suit. I just put him. Oh, jeez, I don't know, Rick. And then Morty takes the suit, which we know is super speed, super power, and slams right into Jar Jar Binks with the force of all of the hatred over all of the years of fans' strife and complaints at the character, knocks him down off of his pedestal, opens up that tin can worthless suit of sardines that has no real actual power attached to it at all. Not to mention all of the hate in the universe that has been bestowed upon him by his grandfather, Rick.
All right, look, man, I brought this up earlier, and now I'm just going to keep it real. If this was like a voice auditioning thing, I get it. You would have a chance, but it's not. And the fact that you don't know what the hell you're talking about here, for starters, you're saying that Syndrome has more hatred than Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, who one accident, he dedicated his whole life. He took over a country to finance a country to get back at Reed Richards. So the hate of a little, 12-year-old kid versus a guy who runs a whole freaking country with a suit with all kinds of powers, mind you, force field lasers and things like that. You, not even with his, grandfather, could he have a chance? Could there be a chance that's happening? It's done. It's done. That's why you're deferring to the voices. I mean, and again, we're talking about Jar Jar Binks here, the guy who brought about the whole empire. All that Rick ever manages to do is, or Rick with Morty, sorry, is run around and just lose.
Or as I call him, Jar Jar Binks, who destroyed the entire Star Wars universe. But
That's
if you were listening to me, you would have heard I said Morty has all the hate bestowed from Rick, his grandfather, the most hateful person on television and the universe. And you're talking about a planet, a singular planet. Rick Sanchez was locked up for destroying planets and universes and people's lives, and he doesn't care. Daughter, grandson, it doesn't matter to this guy. He's going to tear through Jar Jar Binks. He's going to tear through Dr. Doom's suit. You don't think he can't replicate anything with his gun that he carries on him at all times? This guy was imprisoned as the most wanted man in the galaxy. No chance. No chance with Rick behind him does Morty not win this. Flying just straight through Jar Jar with the angst of 40-year-old Star Wars fans.
Is that the end of it? I lost track for how many rebuttals. Is that it? Okay.
That's it.
That was epic.
That's it.
I kind of feel like there could have been some more rounds to that one.
Everyone there could have been, I assure you.
When your character is Jar Jar Binks, Misa thinks Sayusa gonna lose, betcha.
I didn't want to do the voice, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just that's my vote. My vote goes to anyone that isn't Jar Jar.
Oh my! All right, Kyle. Who's the supreme winner of Nerdcular?
I thought Dirk argued admirably, but just the sheer hatred that's been imbued in Morty from Rick. I mean, guys, if Rick was a real person, we would be like looking for a way to lock him in some sort of tower. Like if he was real, like it would be bad. So I'm gonna go with Morty and Mark just because that it's just such a strong character. And Mark made a good argument for him.
Yep, Brainy.
Man, this was very tough. Very tough. Both of them did a good job. Jar Jar being one of the only supporting character outside of R2D2 and C3PO to survive so many movies and animated shows is amazing. And to give him the Doom armor, that's awesome. But Mark, he hit it off with the voice acting in this one, especially the third one. I mean, I know he's been relying on that. I think he did a great job with that, and the fact that he brought up Rick's hatred and gave Marty that power. I will have to lean towards Mark. I mean, this is like edging right there. I'm split, but yeah, Mark takes the edge on that one.
And I will also have to say that the arguments for this round were top-notch arguments. Everyone seemed to know their stuff, and it didn't seem like there was any baloney going on here. It was argued from the point of view of the studio that the stuff was being made from all kinds of different points of view for Jar Jar being a Sith and all this kind of stuff. There was a lot of really great arguments that went out here, but I will have to say I was won over by an acting job. And I apologize. Mark takes a clean sweep. It's a clean sweep for Mark.
It was such a good impression too, Mark. I was like, damn, man, there's nothing this guy can't do.
Congratulations
Well, when
to Mark.
it's very
You
close
win
to your
the
natural
prize.
voice, it's just, yeah.
Mhm.
I was so afraid. There was one thing that would have been insurmountable, and that's a jet engine, right? Because the whole capes thing. You just get my cape stuck in one thing. I'm toast. I'm done.
Right.
So you guys did a really great job of using all of the ways that this game can be played. That the most fun part about it is if you have a lot of knowledge, great. If you have no knowledge, great. It is really about using all the tools in your toolbox.
If you have the knowledge and screw it up, you will lose.
Yeah. You might get called on your baloney.
I may have to find out who this Morgan character is now.
So if you watched this show and thought to yourself, I could argue better than any of those folks, I could take home the prize, or at least I want to try real hard, you should totally get in touch with us. There's information on the screen now to allow you to sign up to be part of this fun thing that we shoot every single week. So you can win prizes and or just go for glory of saying you know more than anybody else, or at least can argue your way out of anything. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us for this episode. We'll see you guys next time for another Nercular Warfare.